Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and Merry Christmas, and welcome to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore. A little later than advertised, time kind of got away from me today, but we are here for round 17. We're heading to Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. So then, hope you've had a good Christmas so far. Happy holidays. Let's see, where did we leave off last night? With 4 days to go until the race. So let's go to our inbox, catch up with where we left off. So let's take a look at car inspection. We need to replace the chassis and the underfloor on Liam's car. We've got a regulation change. Let's see. Financial regulation changes for next year. Changes to the cost cap to shrink it by 5 million. I'm going to vote for that. Maybe that'll help us close the gap. Merry Christmas, Hull. How are you today? So I've got a replacement suspension, no spares now, and a replacement chassis. We've got one spare. Let's see. We are still making more chassis. Don't have any space left to make more suspensions yet, but that's okay. Let's check in with the board, see what they thought of our performance in Singapore last night. They were disappointed. Yeah, well, yeah, I was a little disappointed as well, but it was kind of what I expected it to be. So disappointed, but understood. I don't think the board, though, give two craps about whether I'm expecting a bad performance or not. They expect good performances all the time. We do still have medium confidence, though. That's good. Objectives, we're still actually at happy. So that's good. That's carrying over still and protecting us from our failure on our 2 objectives so far. We have got this up to 4 now, but let's see. How many Grand Prix are left? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Grand Prix left. So we have already failed the long-term objective. There aren't 8 races left to get up to 12. So we have already failed the long-term objective. And to be fair, given how far ahead McLaren are from us in the Constructors' Championship, we've already failed this one as well. But we are in the hunt for 7th place. Hopefully we can overcome Williams. There you can see they did actually pick up 4 points to open the gap back up again. We scored 4 points at Monza and brought the gap down to just 3. They picked up those points again last night and have closed and stretched that gap back up to 7 again. So bit of work ahead of us there, but there you can see McLaren just way too far ahead. There's no way we're going to catch them, I don't think, unless all of a sudden our car starts double points finishing, and well in the points every race now until the end of the season. So yeah. Okay, let's advance time a little bit. A research project on the side pods is done. We got some scouting done as well. Let's continue scouting through. Actually, do I want to scout engineers or do I want to scout anyone else? We want to continue scouting engineers, because that's the only vacancy we can affect at the end of this season. We already know pretty much who we're going to try and sign, but it's good just to get that little bit of extra information out there as well. Maybe we'll find something that'll surprise us in somebody else. Good evening and Merry Christmas to you, Hedgehog. Do we want to sponsor Oliver Goethe? No. Side pods, research. Okay, so before we go any further, let me take a quick gander at predictions against the rules and regs. See which project desperately needs our attention. I mean, it's going to be all of them, I think, but we've got a front wing project going through right now. Rear wing. Okay, side pods, that's what we've just done. I think we might just go ahead and do another side pod. Looking at that. It's 1 million, and I don't have 1 million. Okay, so no research. I didn't even think about cost. No research until after Suzuka then. Okay. Good evening and Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Water. Alright, spare underfloor is done. Still got no money, so we'll continue to push on. And let's set some targets for tonight. Okay, let's take a quick gander. Make sure both cars are fully spec'd. Both on the Mark 3s. There, and there. Mark 5 rear wings. Mark 4 side pods. Mark 3 underfloors. Mark 3 suspensions. Alright, both on the right parts. Let's go to car analysis and see where we stand on the grid going into tonight's race. Oh, yeah. All of a sudden, everything is below the average apart from our speed and DRS. And that's only just. Right, so 13th in speed. So we've slipped again. 17th still in acceleration. 15th in DRS now. So some people have brought a really nice new rear wing. Yeah, that's good. Low speed and medium speed still 17th, 10th in high speed now. That's slipped a little bit more. Still 17th in dirty air, 15th and 14th in cooling. It's not ideal. I don't know, maybe if we're lucky, we might be able to challenge for the upper part of the bottom 10. But I think, again, this is not a race where points are going to be readily available. Let's take a look at weather. It's going to be wet. Okay, that might help us out. Might neutralise the performance of a couple of cars. We don't have a really super DRS to help us anymore, so rain, not a major issue like it was. Let's go to targets. So the incentive, 1 in the top 12. We'll try. Just going to stick with just 1 in Q2. Still not feeling confident enough to get both through financially. Finish position, 2 in the top 12. That's highly unlikely. I'm gonna gamble on the fastest lap because depending on when the rain falls, we might be able to try and sneak that with a crafty pit stop. Quali position 1 in the top 14 for 2 races. Just need to finish that off. That's worth an extra 275. And of course we've got our new finish position guarantee that we started last night. We are 1 down, 4 to go. Victor, Marcel, Merry Christmas and good evening. How are you guys?
Konnichiwa from the Suzuka circuit in Japan. This unique track is a favourite home for motorsports, and it welcomes us back this weekend. Get ready for exhilaration and speed with the Japanese Grand Prix. Drivers will battle it out this weekend on the snaking turns of Suzuka, the only figure-of-8 track in Formula One. High-speed downforce will be the name of the game here, if teams want to secure a place on that podium. In the last round, Max Verstappen flew to victory, the Dutchman proving that he can be absolutely unstoppable when he's in such fine form. Okay then, let's get to it.
So then, let's get our cars set up and ready. Is it just a race? That's right. Yes, just a race. Start by swapping out the older parts. Actually, that's about the only thing we can change there. So Liam's going to have a quick car for practice. We have still got some dregs of life left in these older parts for Oscar. There we go. Good evening and Merry Christmas, Baron. How are you tonight? Let's see. Suzuka is 17 laps for a run. There we go. Let's start with a setup here. So let's go. Excuse me. Let's go with a 9 at the front. 12.5. 3.7. 3.45 and a 0. And for Oscar. Sorry, for Liam, we'll go in a very different direction here. We'll go 8.5, a 13.5. Instead of a 3.7, we're going to go with a 7.3, a 2.9, and then a 0. Okay, let's send them to the track.
Radio check?
Yep, radio check.
Yeah, copy same.
Hopefully stay on the track there.
So this is what happened. Here we are then reaching turn 13. And that won't help their chances. That won't do the floor of the car any good at all.
A little bit wide through Spoon. No damage though, it looks like, which is good. So I started playing Jedi Survivor earlier, and I like it. It's good. It's very good.
Any feedback?
Very stable.
Copy.
All right, first bit of feedback, and that's not a good start. 66% is poor. Very poor. One of our lowest starting setups for a long time. So big changes needed there. Let's see, how did Oscar do? Oh, it's even worse. It's 46%. Oh, boy. That is very bad. And, well, look at Russell and Norris turning up here, leading the leaderboard ahead of Verstappen at the moment. Alright, so that's not as far away as I thought it was going to be. So that's got to be a 13. It must be a 12.5 on Oscar's car, though. Sorry, a 13.5 on Oscar's car, if he is that far off with a 46%. I do have a couple of 13 setups, so let's look at one of those. Let's start by exploring one of the 6.4, the 6.4 setup. So we've got a 7, 13, 6.4, 3.25, and a 0. That is not enough, so let's look at a 5.5. One's a 7.5 with a 3.35. That might be it, actually. That's very close, but it might be it. And the other one is a 3.5 with a 7 on the front. I think that's maybe a little bit too much. I'm going to go back to that one, and that looks right on the edge of braking stability. That might just be it. So that needs to be a 13.5. So we've got to bring this down. I've got a 7, 13.5, 6.4, 3.5 and a 0. That is not going to be it. The braking stability is way off. So we'll try the 8.5 and the 2.9. And the 7.3. This is the one that we had on Liam. 8.5, 13.5, 7.3, 2.9, 0. Everything there is within tolerance. We'll try it. Merry Christmas, Spud. How are you tonight? Actually, I suppose it's not even tonight for you anymore, is it? It's tomorrow. It's Boxing Day for you. So I hope you had a very good Christmas. What is it, 7 in the morning for you? feedback incoming.
Let us know your comments.
Big improvement for Oscar. From 46% to 95%. Not quite there, but not far off. And 94% with Liam. So just need to find a little bit extra, which we can do in the next session. But significant progress for both drivers there. 66 to 94 for Liam and 46 to 95 for Oscar. Okay, so let's try adjusting the camber. Yeah, let's just do that and see if that works. What do we need to do here? Need to bring the front wing back a bit. It's just outside of tolerance, so let's bring that back to an 8. And just do that and see if that works. And so that's CP1, or Christmas Practice 1, done. We've got a penalty for Charles Leclerc. That's got to be a part penalty, I would imagine. He didn't have a collision with anyone in the last race. So is he running new parts? Let's have a look. Yeah, new gearbox and a new ERS. Relatively new engine as well. So maybe one of those parts is a replacement part. So that might be a 10 place penalty for him. We shouldn't see that many penalties for new parts this season, actually. Obviously, we're going to have to incur them at some point, I think, with Oscar. Definitely going to need a new gearbox for him before the end of the season, and I'd like to get a new engine for him as well. We shouldn't have any issues at all with Liam unless he starts destroying his car on a regular basis between now and the end of the season. Let's move on to practice 2 then. Keep the same parts in the car. We're going to go with 25 laps of fuel. And let's go into CP2.
It helps when you stay on the track there.
So let's take a look at the replay. Now this was at turn 1. And wide they go, leaving
Not the
the
best
racing
start
line.
to
Really,
to
they
second
must be
practice
careful.
there. So did anyone get anything exciting for Christmas this year? Evening, Farrett. Yes, a little later than advertised, but yeah, I'd say time slightly got away from me today, but we are here.
How does it feel?
Oh, gone backwards with Oscar. We did take a little step forward with Liam, so we're not far away with him. Did we make it into the optimal window? We did.
And how's the car?
So that's probably just a wing change that's left there. I'm not sure what we're going to do with Oscar. We'll have to see when we get back.
Something seems wrong.
We're checking.
Alright, drivers on their in laps now. Let's see. Yep, it is the front wing, so... Okay, that needs to be an 8 then. Which means I need to pull... It can't be an 8. Has to be a 7. Still a little off there, so let's pull that back to a 7.5. Oh wait, we're actually going backwards this time, aren't we? Okay, let's go back to an 8.5. But let's make an adjustment there. No, that's not going to work. Right, let's try. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, let's try that. Really don't know if that's going to work or not, but we'll give it a go. Spiders in the box. And a snake, of course. And it wasn't just in a box, it was in a box jellyfish. Let's not forget the box jellyfish. Max and Perez looking a bit more speedy in this session. Back to their ominous table-topping pace. All right then, final practice. Go with a set of softs and let's go with 20 laps of fuel. There we go, and into final practice.
Should be green now.
Right, please let me get my 100% setups this time out. We'll get feedback from Oscar first by the look of it. There we go. Excellent stuff. We'll be adding that to the book, I think. And there we go with Liam as well. Excellent.
Any feedback?
So, just need to let them get their track knowledge up to 100 now. They're not far away from that. Beautiful stuff. So we're done with practice, and we've got both our drivers maxed on setup. Let's check these setups against the book. So let's see, got 7, 13, 5.5, 3.45 and a 0, so that is a slight change to what I've already got. Instead of a 3.5, it's a 3.45. Okay, and Oscar. This one is going to be a new one for the book. So 8, 13.5, 7.3. 3 and 0. Interestingly, I have now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 setups in the book. Every single one of them has a 0 on the toe. One of those little quirks of this circuit. At some point later tonight, I'll be jumping into a party chat with a couple of my friends who are stateside, one in Wisconsin, one in Texas, to watch Die Hard. It's become a little Christmas tradition of ours. Every year we queue up our own copy of Die Hard, be it on DVD, Blu-ray, streaming service, whatever, and then watch those in a chat party with each other. Because it's not Christmas until you see Hans Gruber falling from the Nakatomi Plaza. Do we have any upgrades tonight? No, we do not. Once again, we only had 4 days between races. We are manufacturing our brand new chassis, but that won't be ready until Le Sale.
There's
At
a
the
yellow
earliest,
flag
maybe
now.
Kota. Alex is out. What did he do? Oh, big crash at Spoon. So he's big spin here. Yep. And then into the barrier. Oh, that's a big hit side on.
And while all that was happening, the crew in the garage could do...
So that brings Christmas practice 3 to an end. Perez quickest over Hamilton and Gasly. Where's Max? Ooh, half a second off. Both our drivers fully maxed out. So let's head into quali, where they'll both be starting on very high confidence.
There's tension in the air today, so it must be time for qualifying.
Suzuka is a notorious circuit both for its unpredictable weather and the difficulty of closely following other cars. Making the right call on when to head out to avoid traffic and dirty air can make all the difference here.
Now, there's been a bit of talk lately about Oscar Piastri. Karun, how's he been doing?
While neither teammate has really managed to score well so far, perhaps picking up a few points this weekend would spur on a bit of healthy rivalry.
So stay with us, folks. It's sure to be a good one.
So we need to put some good bits back in the car. We're going to go with the 79% engine for Liam. I'm going to go to the new ERS unit. And we'll go with that gearbox. As for Oscar, doesn't have quite so many good options. Desperately need that new engine. ERS will be fine, and desperately needs that new gearbox as well. Alright, let's send them out to the track. And once again, just to check on what we kind of picked up on in the beginning of practice at Singapore, I'm going to take manual control right before they get ready to start their flying lap.
Copy.
Because I want to see if Oscar is still having trouble warming his tyres up.
Front tyres and brake temps.
Yeah.
Because theoretically it should be the same temperature in both drivers. But we saw last night there was 10 degrees difference between Oscar and Liam as they were getting ready to start their flying laps. So I want to see if that is the case again tonight. Let's whiz the round to about here. Take manual control. 95, 96 degrees. 94, 95. So, okay. He's actually managed to get them warmed up here.
We can push one step more.
Yeah, copy.
Interesting.
No saving required.
Yep.
So theoretically then,
Use deploy as much as you
pace
can.
should just come down to driver
Yeah,
pace.
copy.
Well, that's not a good start. Catching the Williams in turn 1 like that. Lawson coming up behind Alonso. Straight through, no issues. There's a Williams there as well. That dives out of the way. And it'll be clean sailing for Oscar for the rest. Sorry, for Liam for the rest of the lap. Oscar gets past Alonso with no issues. And past the Williams as well. As we head along the back straight up to 130R. And 26.7 for Liam. This will be slower. Half a second. It won't naturally be half a second difference between the two. We did see Oscar get held up very badly in the first sector there, and he was quicker in the final sector. So a little bit closer than on paper than it will suggest there in the timings. Let's get them turned around for another lap.
We focus on our tires and our brakes.
Copy.
We move over there to let Hamilton through. Here comes Stroll. And he goes flying through. Right, is Lawson going to hold up Hamilton at the end of the lap here? I think he is.
Yeah, bunching. Let's go.
Hamilton still gets into the top 10. And a nice big stretch of clear track now for Lawson. Oscar will have a little bit of traffic to deal with. He'll have Hamilton and Stroll. Hopefully they'll get out of the way. No is the answer. A little lift there for Oscar. He did get held up. No improvement for either driver in the first sector. Oscar for obvious reasons. It's actually a pretty good time for Lawson compared to everyone else there that I'm seeing on the grid. Better than I was expecting.
Copy.
Lawson out of battery.
No energy.
Copy.
Oscar out of battery. Ah, is this because I didn't recharge them on their in-laps? I completely forgot about changing their settings down. So we wore out the tyres a bit more than we should have done, and we didn't help them recharge the battery. Damn it. So we kind of wasted that run on those tyres there. Lawson should be safe. Oscar probably not.
Currently P12. And we need to cool the PU on this in-lap.
Yep. Copy.
Question is, can I get away with those tyres again? Looking at them, no, probably not. So we'll go with a brand new set of tyres. I'm going to leave Lawson in the garage. I think he's probably safe. And we're going to pop out right in front of the Ferrari. That's maybe not the best position for us, but we are tucked in behind Gasly, who we are fighting for position with.
So work on fronts and brakes.
Copy.
Okay, energy's good.
Yep. Copy.
Did I make the wrong call leaving Liam in the garage? All of a sudden he's not looking quite as safe as I thought he was going to be. Hamilton now in the drop zone as well.
Clear ahead. Go one last moment. Push when you're ready.
At least we shouldn't theoretically get any traffic on this lap. It's going to, get in the way of us. Certainly not going to catch us through sector 1, which is the worst place to catch traffic on this circuit. Let's have some improvement now, please, Oscar. In the first.
Second flag.
So Lawson 12th, but with a few cars out on track that could potentially go quicker and knock him down or even out. That Haas coming up in front of us. Pulls out of the way for... Oh, come on! Lets Gasly through and then just blocks us through. That's a wasted lap. There's no point even trying. God damn it, Gasly. Just because you're out doesn't mean we need to be out as well. Oh, he's not even out. It must have been Ocon then. So once again, Ocon screwing us over. Is Hamilton going to make it through? Should do. He's had to clear traffic all the way through. And we're just not getting any luck with Oscar at all in traffic here tonight. Held up on all three of his runs. Ah, dear, oh dear. Still, chance to maybe see if we can move Liam through the grid a little bit.
Very late now.
This will be a very slow time. We might even have got held up by Albon there as well in the first sector. A 1:27.9. Ooh, that is a slow time.
This is a lap. This is a lap.
Copy that.
Yeah, look at that. 1.7 seconds off Norris. Just not catching any brakes. Go out on the same tyres and just see if I can maybe get a slight improvement before we switch on to new tyres for the final run. There's not much left in these tyres though. There we go. We eked out a little bit of extra performance in very, very dead tyres. And we maxed out his confidence just in time to do a one-lap run on brand new tyres.
Focus on tyres and brakes.
Okay, mate, copy.
Alright then, final flying lap of Q2 coming up. So Williams peels off into the pits. That is Hamilton just in front of us on track now. Excuse me. We are up in the first sector. That's good. There's a spoon. Long drag up the hill now. Up in the middle sector. We're now bottom of the table.
Check effect.
Through the Cassia triangle. Hamilton gets through. Max is in the drop zone. Yeah, we're out in 12th. Max is on an in lap, I think. Max is out. Wow, it's a Christmas miracle. Max is out in Q2. Yuki's on a flyer. Is Norris going to get in the way? Yes, he is. So a little hold up there for Yuki in the final sector on the approach to the triangle. But he's still quicker than us. But the big news, Max Verstappen is out in Q2. The man who has made the championship his personal plaything both in reality and in the game this year is out in Q2. Big shock.
The teams are making their final preparations down in the pit lane, ahead of today's race.
Anything can happen at Suzuka, as Kimi Raikkonen proved in 2005. The Finn battled all the way from 17th to win. Will we see a similar show of will and talent today, I wonder? We've been having sunny weather here today, but there are some clouds looming that might complicate things for teams further down the line.
This Suzuka circuit is primed and ready and waiting to see Formula One's finest battle it out.
So then, it's time for the race, and we have got wet weather. Let's take a look at strategy. I think soft is going to be the way to go, and then on to inters at the end. This is definitely a chance for Checo to get a win here. He's been in pretty good form, and he's got a 10th-place lead, starting on pole position. Lawson will start from 12th, not 13th, because of Leclerc's penalty, so we're going to get overtaken by Leclerc. pretty much straight out of the gate, which isn't ideal. I'm going to put 3 extra laps of fuel in the car here. Let's see what we can do off the line. Right, we are ready to go racing. Let's head to the grid.
We're all good to go here in Japan with 53 laps around the Suzuka circuit. And there's no doubting that Lance Stroll is prepared to put in the hard work.
8 isn't quite where they'd want to find themselves, but we know they're capable of turning this around.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. The drivers are warmed up. They're ready to go here at the Japanese Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
We leave it to you.
Copy, box.
Oh wow, Leclerc's all the way down in 17th. And that's Williams going way off in the background. Was that Leclerc as well?
That's not looking good for Charles Leclerc.
It was. So both drivers staying out of the barrier, but definitely pulling together there. Lawson losing out in the end to Albon. And it's Zhou with the penalty there for the damage to both himself and Leclerc. It's been a while since we've seen a penalty applied actually for a little coming together like that. Mostly been racing incidents in recent races. And to preempt the inevitable question, Farah, I don't really have any expectations for this. As long as, again, we can keep the finish streak going, get one in the top 14, I'll be happy. It'll be a maintenance race. But if we could sneak a point, I'd be delighted. Yeah, I could feel the question coming, which is why I preempted it. Yeah, I don't have any high hopes in terms of an actual position tonight. Like I said, this is just going to be a maintenance race for us. I think we might struggle for points for the rest of the year now.
Recharge on.
Okay.
So we need to back off.
Okay, copy.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
DRS should be available. So it's P1313. In front of us, Albon.
Okay, so series now is to Leclerc. This one's not catching up. Zhou has caught onto the back of Schumacher, but Leclerc he was what, 5.5 seconds behind on the previous lap. He's now 7 seconds behind.
Overtake button.
Copy.
Energy is available.
Copy.
Alright, so his wing is okay. Must be maybe suspension damage. He's on hard tyres as well, which isn't going to help him. He should have more pace than this though, so he must have suspension or chassis damage. He's now 7.5 seconds down. There you can see, seconds slower than Schumacher on that last lap.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Copy.
Charge on.
Copy.
Yellow flag. Oh, we've got a VSC. That's Alonso. In the barrier.
We've got a yellow flag here.
So he's just lost control through Spoon. Spun on the exit there. That's a big hit.
Yeah.
That might be race over for Alonso.
V to safety car. Follow the reference.
Copy.
It is. Alonso's out.
And small lift off to the tires.
Yeah, copy that.
Russell is in the lead.
Overtake.
Copy.
Got ahead of Perez, and they're 5 seconds clear of Gasly already.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Those two have bolted away. And now, unfortunately, we're going to end up with way more fuel than we need.
No saving required.
Copy.
So we don't have to worry about Leclerc coming through and attacking us from behind, because his pace is gone in this Grand Prix. He's the slowest car on the track right now, and while his pace may pick up a bit when he gets off those hard tyres, it's not going to be enough, I don't think, to challenge anybody, really. He's going to be so far behind by the time the rain hits. Alonso's out as well, so that's 2 cars that would have been ahead of us gone. We're not far off the points. Two rounds of stops to come from us might shake the order up a little bit. There is promise in these opening laps. 2 crucial cars out. Yes, indeed, Huno.
Virtual safety car ending.
Yeah.
Pick up the pace.
Copy.
See if we can close back up to Albon.
Overtake button. Recharge on.
Copy.
Recharge on. Recharge on.
Copy that.
And that lap and a half of VSC will also help us with our tyre wear. Well, Albon did not get the DRS. But we're too far back to do anything about it. It'll come to us eventually, I think. I hope. We have broken away from Valtteri a touch. Now he may well close that gap back up again before the next DRS zone.
Energy.
Copy.
See if we can get past Magnussen.
Do everything you can, mate.
Copy.
No, he had us covered off there.
Good.
Copy that.
Keep the pressure on though.
Bring the pack up.
Copy.
Max has now passed Norris up into 9th place. That's good because actually, it's probably a little bad. I mean, Max was pushing the pace a little bit. He hasn't really got anywhere else to go now, so maybe that'll ease things off a bit, make it easier for Lawson to stay in range of Albon. Oh, around the outside at Spoon is always a risk. But we've pulled it off. Lawson and Bottas swapping places right now.
Copy.
Bottas is going to get us. Question is, did we get the DRS? No, we didn't. Bottas nicked it. That's frustrating, but we have gained a place
No energy
with
bottom.
Oscar.
Copy.
Excellent stuff.
Charge on.
Copy.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Copy.
I think Lawson has the potential to, well, sorry, I think Oscar has the potential to be a little quicker than Lawson today. This is definitely a circuit where a high cornering stat is favourite. He does have more cornering points than Lawson, although less braking points than Lawson. Of course, we don't really know just how quick he can go because he never got a clean run in quali. He had 3 runs and every single run was held up. But he's got a bit more confidence in him now. Closing in on a move on Hulkenberg. Just don't have the battery this lap, unfortunately. Also struggling to stay with Valtteri. He's also taken a little bit of a knock from that overtake, but hopefully he'll stay in DRS range. Yeah, Hulkenberg did get the DRS. I thought he might do.
Anti-deploy when you can now.
See if we can squeeze a bit of battery out while we're in a very close slipstream like this.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a risk, and it hasn't worked out for Oscar.
You're good to push on tyres.
Overtake button.
Copy.
Might just still sneak the DRS though. Hope he does. Let's see if we can get Lawson through.
We can fight.
We've got a good run here.
Copy box.
Yeah, we're just going to dive up the inside. Beautiful stuff.
Charge on, charge on.
Okay, copy.
Oscar held position. That's good.
Use energy. Copy.
See if I can get him on the exit of the hairpin here. No, but I've managed to close up. So let's just save the batteries and the tyres. We'll find the right
Focus on
opportunity.
getting the pack up.
We're
Yeah.
back in range. That's the important thing, and we've managed to gap Magnussen in the process. Wilson under threat again. Well, here's a chance for Oscar. As Bottas is going to get us.
Recharge
Oscar
on.
trying to go around the outside. Through one. It's going to be side by side through the sweepers. We'll have the inside line through Dunlop. But we'll be on the outside line through Degner 1 and Degner 2.
Charge on.
Okay,
Inside at the hairpin. And we'll have the inside for Spoon if we can stay in position, but it's a real traction race out there. We did not have the right line. But we're in position to maybe jump on Hulkenberg at the end of the lap.
Tyre conditions good, we can push a bit more.
Yep. Copy.
Pressing on the wetting.
Yeah, copy that.
No energy.
Yep.
Alright, can we get both of our guys to move up? Lawson gets past Bottas around the inside. We can't go around the outside.
We go charge on.
Yeah, copy.
Let's bring Oscar in a lap early. Actually, no, instead of doing that, let's delay Lawson by a lap. There we go. Need to stagger our drivers.
Pick up the pace a bit.
Copy.
Yes, you're right, Leclerc is slowly closing back up. But that's mainly because everyone else's tyres in front of him are dead. We've got Valtteri covered off. Can we go around the outside at one? Not quite. But we are pushing the tyres, so we might actually complete the move through Dunlop here. Oh, we've got it done before Dunlop. Good work, Oscar. Excellent stuff. And that puts Oscar right on the cusp of peak confidence.
We can just focus on charging a pack.
Copy.
Right, come on, Lawson, hold off Valtteri. There we go, good lad. Oh, yellow flag. Someone's had a whoopsie. It's just a run wide somewhere, I think. Yeah, Gasly.
Now just keep your eyes on Gasly here. And that's where they slightly run off the
Mowing
track.
the grass.
And they'll...
Can push one step more.
Copy.
So Lawson will go 2 more laps. Oscar's in at the end of the next lap. And Leclerc has now caught Schumacher. Maybe the damage wasn't quite as severe. I mean, I know he's got that tyre advantage, but yeah, maybe his pace isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Box.
Copy.
Charge on.
Copy.
If you can push a bit harder and try and get up to him, let's see.
Burn out the last of these tyres. Try and put some battery back in both of our cars before they box.
Push flat out.
Copy.
Russell boxes from the lead, or second. I'm not sure which position he was in when he boxed. Probably second.
Keep looking after these tyres.
Copy.
And Seitz is in as well.
Oscar to left.
Copy.
Alright, crucial time.
Box.
Need a good stop here.
Copy, box.
2.6, it's not quick, but it'll do. It's clean, that's the important thing. Bottas did get back past Lawson. That's okay. So we're on a charge lap as he preps for boxing. Bring these tyres in, and then we'll just go flat out for a lap with Oscar. Have a little punt at the fastest lap. I doubt we'll keep it, but you never know.
Back off.
Copy.
Recharge on.
Yeah, copy.
Use energy.
Copy.
Right, chance for an Oscar undercut. Ooh, very good stop from Lawson there. 2.3, that's definitely the fastest stop so far, I would imagine. Gasly boxes from second. That promotes Hamilton. Max now up to 4th, although obviously yet to stop.
Use and deploy when you can.
Copy.
Bottas into the pits.
No more energy for now,
Copy.
so take it easy.
Copy.
And Oscar has got through. Oh, look at that. Lawson just gets through. So definitely a good undercut from Oscar there to get in front of Bottas. Let's cool these tyres down now
Back off now.
quickly.
Copy.
Lawson is not doing the kind of pace I thought he would. So let's just abort his fastest lap run.
We need to protect the front tires.
Copy that.
Everyone else throwing themselves into the pits now. So we've had a couple of quick laps. How far can we go? Albon's still in front of us, but he was 5 seconds ahead of us, and he's now a second ahead of us. So we've definitely closed the gap there. Leclerc, Zhou, Hulkenberg, Schumacher all still behind us. So 13th and 14th right now. I'm happy with that. Like I said, we just need one car in the top 14 to keep the sponsors happy for the streak. Anything above that is a bonus. Albon's gone onto medium tyres. So's Leclerc. And so's Hulkenberg.
Slow down.
Copy.
And Perez now boxes from the lead. So Leclerc is definitely back in amongst us. Maybe he is going to be a threat to us in this race after all. Yuki and Magnussen both in. Right, Magnussen is one of the cars that we were in competition with. We should get back past him here. I don't know about Tsunoda though. That might be a bit too much. Yeah, Tsunoda's going to get out in front of us. Magnussen though will drop behind us. Let's keep our guys in sequence now.
We think we can lean on the tyres more.
Yep, copy.
And looks like Albon is starting to push.
Use energy.
Yep, copy.
He's eyeing up Norris. Now he's stuck behind Tsunoda. But having said that, Yuki's on the soft, so Maybe being stuck behind his teammate for now is the right call. Oscar out of battery.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
And dropping off. Lawson back in range though.
Charge on.
Okay, copy.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
I don't want to do it just here because that'll make it really slow. We'll try and do it on the entrance to Spoon.
So slow.
Yep.
Alright, on the exit of Spoon then. Not an ideal place to do that.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Use everything.
Kind of
Yeah.
just shafted Oscar a little bit there.
We need to focus on getting the pack up.
Copy.
Careful on the energy.
Copy.
We can just focus on charging a pack.
Copy.
Alright, there we go. Got him
Need to
back
look
in
after the
range.
tyres.
Just keep charging Lawson for a moment just to help Oscar stay in range on this lap. And then we can up Lawson's pace just a little bit. Or at the very least try and get some battery back into Oscar while he's got protection from Bottas behind.
Recharge on. Recharge on.
Copy.
Max finally boxing from the lead. Didn't look quick. He's gone on to a set of softs now. So he's covered until the rain comes.
Recharge on.
Okay.
Where's he going to come back out? In 7th, but with Ocon right on his gearbox. And Oscar's going to lose out to Valtteri here. Ah, yeah. Alright, let's sprint Lawson a bit then.
Use
Make
the
sure
plow as
Bottas
much as you
doesn't
can.
Copy.
pick up the toe from him. Leclerc, 5.5 seconds behind us. And closing. Second a lap. And I'm not breaking away. That's the worrying thing. Alright, well, let's
Copy box.
slow down then. New fastest lap for Yuki. Bottas is going to get us. But if Bottas is going to push, and bring us along with him, I'm okay with that, because if we're looking after our tyres, we will have more pace than him at some point fairly soon, without even trying, and then we can sprint away. Let's see, can we stay with Valtteri? 129.9 on that last lap. Oscar's struggling, I'm going to have to up his tyre pace.
We're good to push.
Leclerc is coming like the clappers now.
Charge on.
Yeah, copy.
There he is, 3 seconds back.
Recharge on.
Copy that.
We're on target for one car in the top 14, which was my target. Was hoping we might be able to squeeze a little more out of it, but it's going to come down to how we do in the wet weather, I think. And that's Charles Leclerc with the new fastest lap of 129.2. That is way beyond anything that we could manage, I think. He's now just 1.6 seconds behind Oscar. I'm desperately trying to get back into the tracks of Lawson before he gets caught.
Recharge on. Recharge on.
Copy.
Here we go, I think mission accomplished in that respect. There we go, so we can now try and protect Oscar's tyres a little bit. Let's check the weather report. Is the weather going to come when we think it is, or has it been delayed? Oh, it's been delayed. We're now looking about lap 38. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to protect these tyres for the rest of this stint. We should have gone mediums. Bottas's pace is starting to drop now a little bit. Lawson is still just outside of range despite lower tyre pace and charging all the way through last lap to allow Oscar to get back in range. Leclerc's pace has dipped a little bit as well. Looks like he's stopped pushing. And we've got Oscar where he needs to be. In the rear gunner position.
Overtake button.
Copy.
New fastest lap for Max, a 128.2. That's a second quicker than Leclerc's lap.
Recharge on. Recharge on.
Okay, copy.
And Leclerc's going to be in range next lap, or the end of this lap. So what I'm going to try and do, see if it works, it kind of works but not perfectly, is to use the DRS for Lawson
Copy.
We'll use the ERS for Lawson on the start-finish straight to try and just get a good acceleration out of the triangle. And then hopefully Oscar can catch back up again using DRS. Hasn't really worked this lap though. Not quite close enough to pull that off. And Oscar's tyres have dipped into the minus 60% category now as well, which is probably explaining why he dipped off. I don't think I can protect Oscar now.
Slow down.
Copy.
Yeah, I can't. So rather than trying to
Overtake button.
protect Oscar, let's go after Valtteri. Just have to hope Oscar can put up a stubborn defence. No, not surprising really. That Ferrari's running almost entirely new powertrain components. In fact, let's see the state of his car. Yeah, no damage to his powertrain at all from that little collision with Joe.
So you're good to push on tyres.
Yeah. Copy.
Push 2 steps harder.
Yeah, copy.
Oscar just doesn't have the pace to stay with Leclerc, unfortunately.
Back off now.
Sainz in the pits again. Okay, interesting. I wonder whether it's worth us maybe sprinting for 2 laps, boxing for a set of mediums and just pushing really hard on those. If we can hang on without making another stop, that would be preferable. Joe boxes again. Okay. So there's a few cars doing that. Is anyone else likely to? Bottas is likely to box again, actually, looking at that. He might be the only other one. Yeah, we'll try and hang on if we can, keeping these tyres under control. Only trouble is, Sainz is going to push past Piastri pretty quickly, and that's going to hurt Oscar's confidence, which is already below starting level, thanks to Leclerc getting through. We're at starting level with Lawson. Leclerc is coming. There he is. We're starting to eke back onto Valtteri. And I think they're more likely going to get passed by the Ferrari first. And say Bottas might box by the time he gets onto the back of him and deny us the overtake. Still no update on rain on the track details page there.
We can push 1 more step on tyres.
Copy that.
Can we get onto the back of Valtteri?
Overtake button.
Okay, copy.
Charge on.
Copy.
So both of our cars got a Ferrari all over the gearbox.
So we need to back off.
Copy.
Science gets Oscar. Still just in high confidence. That's something. Joe with a new fastest lap. I forgot about the fastest lap thing. All right. Oscar's tyres are pretty much dead. Let's try and go for the fastest lap with Oscar before the rain falls.
Copy.
Box this lap.
Box.
At the very least, he can sprint like crazy for the next few laps and maybe get some confidence in him by getting some quick overtakes from the back of the field.
Now we can push one step more on tires.
Yeah, copy.
We leave it to you.
Okay.
Oscar pit lane.
Copy.
Right, got the move done. Lovely stuff.
So we need one step more management.
Copy.
2.4, that's a decent stop. Certainly better than his previous stop. Third fastest.
We can push a bit more.
Copy.
And now I've got Bottas as a buffer between the two Ferraris, who are going to squabble amongst themselves. That'll help as well. Maybe if they take each other out, that would be something.
Energy's good.
Copy.
We've got enough pace here as well to stay just enough ahead of Valtteri so that he closes up using the DRS, but not enough to actually challenge us. I was a little late
Needs
deploying
energy.
there, but never mind. 2 laps now for Oscar to just absolutely hammer these tyres. So we're keeping Valtteri at arm's length, but by keeping him in the DRS, we're also helping him stay ahead of the Ferraris, keeping them behind us, because they will just steamroller us if they get past Valtteri.
On tires, we are good to push one step more.
Copy that.
Right, 12 minutes till the track is damp. Come on, Oscar. Everything you got.
Pressure on the overtake.
Copy box.
Charge on, charge on.
Yeah, copy that.
Purple in the middle. Come on, be mighty in the final. Fastest lap, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nope. I want 28.6. 4/10 off. We'll keep pushing.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Battery is now really struggling. His tyres are almost dead. They're below 30%. I'm just trying to get a little bit of emergency battery in the car. Oscar's improving in the first sector. Bottas stays out. Purple in the middle. So there is a chance here for Oscar to take the fastest lap. He's about to run out of battery. Sainz is through.
No more energy.
Copy.
Yes, there we go. We got the fastest lap right before the death. Excellent stuff. We're going to keep pushing the tyres at this pace
Charge.
because rain is not far off.
We need to focus on the energy now.
So we can at least try and get past Hulkenberg, which we should be able to do relatively straightforwardly. And then can we get back past Joe? Maybe. Hopefully. Sainz is flying. Leclerc is through as well now. Tauri is suddenly a long way back. He's what, 7 seconds back? 8 seconds back? He's falling away rapidly. Oh, he's got a puncture. Valtteri has a puncture. Evening, Ben. Merry Christmas. And that's why I've been looking after my tyres. I didn't want to risk a puncture of my own, but Sainz is absolutely flying right now. He's going to swamp
Rain's
us.
still coming.
And we go straight round the outside like we're not even there. 4 minutes away from rain.
Do your best.
Copy.
Excellent stuff from Oscar there. Back up to 16th. We'll watch the replay of that if we get the chance. Yeah, there it
Right
is.
then, we can take a look now.
Merry Christmas,
right, let's
horrific.
have a look now. Around turn 3. They decide to give it a go.
I didn't think he was going to step out enough to get that move done at first, and then he just made that little extra
And
tweak,
that's 16th
twitch
place now.
and jumped himself through. And he'll break away very quickly here. He's closing on Joe pretty quickly. And Magnussen's there as well. We might get them both here before the rain. Or at least before the switch to inters. Lawson's tyres just about hanging on. Valtteri has not boxed, he's stayed out. Why has he stayed out? Maybe because he knows the rain's coming perhaps, but he's losing so much more time like this than just not putting on a fresh set of dry tyres for a couple of laps. As it gets in the way of Hamilton and Russell squabbling over third place. Hamilton on for a podium at the moment. Here comes the rain.
So now you have rain.
Zhou has caught the back of Magnussen. Can we get them both before we have to box? Alpha have got a plan. Yeah, well, they have got a plan. It's not necessarily a good plan, but they've got a plan. Their plan is to send Valtteri right to the back of the grid, so far behind he can't do anything for the rest of the race. Good plan.
Our tires
Or,
status.
to quote
Okay,
Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, not a great plan. Right, come on, Oscar, get them both. Get them both.
Use energy.
Yeah.
Or at least get one of them. Ah, oh, you bastard, Magnussen.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Copy.
Has Bottas had 2 tyre blowouts or the one? Only the one, I think. Yeah, just the one tyre at the rear.
The tyre.
Oh, shit.
keep focus.
I thought for a second he just punctured. But I'm going to box him. For inters.
Box.
Copy,
Going to do the same with Oscar, who
Okay,
I've just
we
got him
box,
into
box,
peak
what
confidence with that overtake there.
Box this lap.
Copy. Box.
We think it's Inter.
So let's push.
Copy.
Everyone's boxing in front of us. This is going to hurt the leaders, who have gone around again.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
And there you see the Ferrari being released in front of us. That is something that obviously wouldn't have happened before. Another 2.3 second stop for Lawson. Fantastic. A 2.7 for Oscar. So our drivers have held position. They haven't lost anything in the round of stops.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
And now the leaders are in. So they've managed to get away with it. Oh, and Russell did get ahead of Hamilton. 2 very quick stops there, though. Bottas has got the right tyres on now, as well as tyres without a hole in them. So we're running 13th and 15th. Stopping Oscar to get the fastest lap hasn't hurt him at all. In fact, it's actually helped him. He was running 14th before, so he lost a place, but he's now in peak confidence and he's got the fastest lap. And that's pretty much locked in now because it's, yeah, as you can see, it's going to be wet for the rest of the race. So we're going to get the couple $100,000 for the fastest lap, which is a nice little financial boost because we need the money for a new engine for Oscar. But as I say, we've got him into 15th place through fighting up through the field like that with the fastest lap, and more importantly, we've got that very nice stat boost at a time when, you know, tricky conditions. It's going to make all the difference. The Ferraris are gone. We're not going to catch the Ferraris, and I think we're too far behind to actually, you know, challenge Tsunoda or Albon. So this is going to be unfortunate for us. Hopefully, though, Sainz and Leclerc, or at least Sainz, might be able to hunt down Albon and take that final point away from him. We do not want Williams to score points tonight. Yeah, we are fighting against them in the constructors. They're 7 points ahead of us. The more points they get, the harder it is for us. We're going to leave these tyres on this push level all the way through. We'll keep an eye on our fuel levels. We'll keep pushing the fuel for a little bit for now. So I'm just going to push the tyres a little bit harder while I try and charge Oscar's battery so we can get him past Joe. We are slightly quicker than the Ferraris at the moment. Sainz 7/10 quicker than Albon. No. Yes. No. He's actually 3/10 slower. That's not so good. Need Sainz to push on. Keep an eye on Oscar for now.
Save fuel.
Use deploy.
Copy.
Let's go flat out, flat out.
Copy.
Small lift off to the tires.
Okay, mate, copy.
I know we've got plenty of life to play with in these tyres, but at the same time, they're melting, so that life is going to disappear very quickly if we're not careful. That's why I've dropped them down a step. Try and bring those temps down just a touch. Evening, Derek. Merry Christmas to you.
We need more lift off.
Copy that.
no saving required.
Copy.
Lawson's actually closing on Leclerc here, who's closing on Sainz. Sainz is slow. He's not quick enough to catch Albon. That's so frustrating. What's going on with Ferrari today? Oh, we know what's going on with Leclerc. He had that penalty which dropped him down to, what, 18th, and then he got walloped by Joe on the opening lap. But what's going on with Sainz? Is he running old parts? No, he's not. He's just not quick. He's consistently about 3/10 of a lap slower than Albon every time I check.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
So unless something unfortunate happens, it looks as though Albon is going to score a point tonight, at least. And he's threatening Yuki, so maybe he'll get 2 points. Not good. We need something to happen to Albon. A lock-up or a spin, or just running wide into a gravel trap and having to let... Well, he's not going to let a car through, he's too far ahead for that to be an issue.
Got energy.
Let's make a lunge here on Joe if we can on the approach to Spoon. Or at least set him up into the triangle maybe. Straight line speed of that Williams is better than us, even with battery deployed. Take the pace out of the tyres because they are melting. You can see the difference in tyre life to Lawson.
Back off into high speed.
Yeah.
Now Yuki's stretched his legs a little bit, got onto the back of Ocon, broken away from Albon. Sainz still not closing. He's still lapping slower. Only half a tenth this time, but it's still not enough pace from Sainz to help us, which is so annoying. Now, did Joe push on that last lap? I did get a sneaky suspicion he might have done. See what his pace is relevant to Lawson's. No, he didn't. He's just quicker, too quick in a straight line. That is frustrating. Alright, well let's see. We are running out of laps. Let's see if we can get him before we get to the run up to 130R, because that's where his straight line speed hurts us.
The energy when you want.
Yeah. Copy.
Right, so it looks as though when we tried fighting him earlier, he was using battery to hold us off. Yeah, he was. He was fighting us off with battery. Okay.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
We're through. 13th and 14th. Nice. Now, if by some miracle 2 cars in front of us have a whoopsie, that will actually enable us to get 2 in the top 12, which is the sponsor incentive for tonight.
We're at the bottom of the pack, no more energy. 6 laps to go.
Sainz is finally half a second nearly quicker than Albon, but it's too little too late, unfortunately. He's still 11 seconds off. Wilson doing an excellent job in 13th. Piastri doing an equally excellent job now up into 14th. This is about as good as I could have really hoped for, I think, given where our car sits at the moment. And like I say, we did take a gamble with Oscar boxing in that extra stop, but it paid off. Got his confidence up, got him the fastest lap. Won't get the point for it, but we will get the cash for it. Points mean prizes, but cash means replacement parts.
Back off now.
Lift off to avoid instability.
Yeah, copy.
I think this is it for us for tonight. I saw big sparks for a second, then I thought, oh God, don't tell me we just suddenly picked up a random puncture. I've never seen a puncture in anyone, you know, with tyres above 30% unless they've hit something. People keep saying, you know, that they want to see this and they want to see that added in the game. The one thing I really want to see is random reliability. You know, I mean, it's great, yeah, having punctures when your tyres fall into that minus 30 window, or, you know, below 30%. But I would love to see the occasional random, and I do mean very occasionally, random puncture occurring. If you run wide, for example, maybe you damage your tyre on a curb. I would love to see engine reliability issues. You know, we don't get any engine failures unless an engine runs out of life in this. You know, it'd be nice to just get a random engine failure from time to time again. Very rarely, occasionally. But it would be nice to see something like that. Same with maybe an ERS failure or just a random reliability issue. Maybe, you know, hydraulic failure or oil pressure failure or something. You know, just to cause your car to have to box. Or maybe your ERS fails for a couple of laps. You know, F1 from Codemasters has those features built in. And for the most part, they work quite well. Something similar would be nice in this. Just to add a bit more unpredictability. It'd be nice if we had a reliability department that we could work on, you know, as part of our backroom staff. looks like it's now just 9.5 seconds behind Albon, but with only 3 laps to go. Well, yeah, 3 laps to go because the leaders are already, halfway round that lap. It's just not enough. He took 1.3 seconds out of them on that last lap, but he needs to be going considerably quicker than that if he's going to take that point away.
3 laps after this.
Let's see the state of our tyres here. Oscar in a little bit of trouble. Got fuel to push. Really have hammered his tyres to get him up into 14th ahead of Zhou. I'm hopeful this will please the board, or at least keep them content. I'll be happy if they're satisfied. I don't think they will be. I think they'll be miserable and they'll be disappointed with tonight's performance, but I'm content with this. Ride on board with Zhou. Get a good look at the backside of Oscar's car.
And tires are looking nice.
Okay.
2 laps.
And bad news for Farah. Hamilton is definitely on for fastest lap. For a podium. He is 3 seconds clear of Russell right now. So, one more lap. Can we hold Zhou back for one more lap?
Last lap.
Push on your fronts now. Energy if you need.
That's Bottas done. He's the only car lapped. No, actually, I think Schumacher's been lapped as well. Yeah, Schumacher's been lapped. Bottas is 2 laps down. That's what he's done already. There's Schumacher crossing the line. Hamilton takes 3rd place. Russell in 4th. Good weekend for Mercedes. Norris all the way up in 5th. Wow. Yuki in 8th as well. Strong weekend for McLaren. It's a shame. But in a way, it's a shame Alonso retired, because that would have kept Albon out of the points. He does get 10th in that final points-paying position. The Ferraris crossed the line 8 seconds back. Here comes Lawson up to the line. He's going to bring it home in 13th.
This is check reflect.
And Oscar crosses the line 14th ahead of Joe and does get the fastest lap. So I'm relatively pleased with how we did tonight. This is pretty much what I could have expected in terms of 13th and 14th. And the fastest lap is a very nice little Christmas present for the team.
So the effort. Thanks for the efforts in trying.
The Red Bull team are going to be celebrating tonight, I bet. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Constructors' Champions.
And what a truly dominant display we've seen this season. I don't think it was ever in doubt.
No stranger to the podium, the Mexican driver now takes his place after another remarkable race.
Win number 5 is in the bag. They pulled out all the stops, pushing hard to earn that victory.
And a lovely show of sportsmanship to conclude proceedings here in Japan. And down there in the Alpha Tauri garage, Karoo, what would they be making of that race, do you think?
They didn't do too badly today. A pretty respectable outcome as far as they'll be concerned. But they need to keep pushing. They can't afford to sit back.
And that's all for today as we wrap up the weekend here in Japan.
For the next round, we'll be travelling to Qatar as the drivers battle it out at the Losail International Circuit. We'll see you there.
So Christmas presents all round, it would seem. Perez gets a present of a win. Red Bull get a present of the Constructors' Championship. And Ferrari gets a present of Hamilton getting a podium. Good stuff. Let's take a look at the final results then. Perez, as we say, with the win. Max up 8 places to take 2nd place. There's Lewis getting 3rd. Russell down a place to finish 4th. Norris in 5th. Strong points for him. Another 10 points. 4 places dropped for Gasly. Brings him 8 points. Stroll gets 6. 3 places gained for Yuki. He started 11th. Gets himself 4 more points for McLaren. Ocon dropping down, and Albon up 3 places as well, helped by Alonso's retirement and just a bizarre weekend for the Ferraris, just not having any real pace. There you can see down 2 places for Carlos Sainz, 4 places gained for Leclerc, who started 16th, had the collision which dropped him to the back of the grid, fought his way back up, and then in the end probably got held up by his teammate. Lawson down a place but finishes 13th. That's good enough for me. Oscar gaining 4 places and the fastest lap. Very good afternoon for him. Ahead of Zhou and Magnussen. Hulkenberg down 2. Schumacher up to Valtteri. What were Alfa Romeo thinking, keeping him out for 2-3 laps with a flat tyre? Bizarre. And Alonso failing to finish. If we take a look at the Drivers' Championship, that win for Perez brings the gap down to 61 points. There is still a Drivers' Championship at stake, even if the Constructors' Championship has been wrapped up. But you have to say Max has the ascendancy. 11 wins and 2 sprint wins against 5 and 1 for Perez. It's not over just yet. No points for Alonso in 3rd or Charles Leclerc in 4th means that the chasing pack get a chance to try and close the gap a bit. You can see Russell with 12 points has got the gap down to 18 on Charles Leclerc and jumped above Stroll in the process by 2 points. No points for Sainz either. That gives Hamilton a sniff of moving up again. He is now 23 points behind Sainz. The 2 Alpines, again, keeping it very close between the 2 of them there, as you can see. 1 podium for Ocon, 2 for Gasly, and now just 7 points between them. Norris is hunting the pair of them down with that 10 points there. He's on 60. And Alex Albon, closing, pulling that little bit extra away from his teammate. And unfortunately also from us. Lawson on 6, Piastri on Sorry, Lawson on 8, Piastri on 6. And then both the Haas and Alfa Romeo drivers yet to score. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull are the champions on 697 points. They are 368 points clear of Aston Martin, who picked up 6 points. Ferrari had an opportunity to try and hunt them down a bit tonight and didn't capitalise on that at all. And they actually lost a bit of ground to Mercedes. So that battle for third is still on for Mercedes. Ferrari have been off the boil a bit these last couple of races. Alpine, decent points. They are comfortably ahead of McLaren at the moment, but they're too far behind Mercedes, I think, to close them down. And they see that extra point for Williams means they're now 8 points ahead of us with 6 rounds to go. It's going to be tough hunting them down. Going to need a bit of help. We've got the fastest pit stop there with Liam Lawson, the 2.3 second stop. Comfortably the quickest stop, actually. Ferrari in second, Oscar in third by just 0.004 of a second. Red Bull's actually not having a great afternoon. They get 16 points. We get 40, so we will hunt them down a little bit. They're still a long way clear of us. Let's see. Yep, they are 51 points ahead of us right now, but we are a comfortable margin ahead of McLaren now, 130 points. So it's looking like second is pretty much secure for us now. We just need to see if we can hunt down Red Bull and reclaim the top spot and defend our fastest pit stop title from last season. There you see our pit stops. 2 very quick stops for Lawson, a 2.3 and a 2.31. Very, very close, just 7 thousandths between them. And there was Oscar's quickest stop, the 2.48. Not bad at all. Let's take a look at our driver performance for this weekend. 3 successful overtakes, 1 failed, 10 successful defences and 8 failed for Lawson. Decent afternoon for him. Let's take a look at Oscar. 5 successful overtakes, 7 failed, and 6 successful defences, 4 failed. Again, decent afternoon. I think our drivers can be proud of their performances, given where the car sits right now. In terms of sponsors, well, we didn't get the finish position, which was the incentive of 2 in the top 12. Never expected that. We didn't get the quali position, which was also not expected either. Performance guarantees. We didn't get both cars into Q2. But I don't remember actually saying both cars in Q2. Or maybe I did go for it. I can't remember if I actually gambled on that one or not. But we did get the fastest lap, which is an extra $196,000. So we come out of this weekend with $3 mil, which is a nice, timely little boost to our finances. And Fittipaldi improves his performance as well. But sim work is paying off for him. Right, we've got 11 days to go until the next Grand Prix. Let's check our inbox first of all. Car inspection. Suspension failure and side pod failure for Oscar's car. We'll get those fixed in, well, do it now actually, might as well. A few parts at medium risk. We don't have a spare suspension and I don't have any in production. How long till that suspension's done? No, it's going to take too long. So we'll have to make 1 spare suspension. Go. We've got 3 mil to play about with. Let's start a new part in research while we're here. Let's do another side pod. Yeah. How long till hours? The next ATR is still 42 days away. Okay. Only got the 1 engineer. Okay, there we go. Slap that on. While I think about it, while I've got the money, Let's buy that new gearbox for Oscar. New engine will have to wait a little bit longer. Hopefully at the end of the month we'll have the money for that. Right, let's see. So, we can confirm the majority of teams are in favour of the changes. So, we voted for a reduction of 5 mil in the cost cap. Ferrari voted against it. Red Bull voted against it. Surprise, surprise there. Who else voted against? Alpine and Williams. And Haas. So it says the majority of teams, it wasn't actually, it went to a tiebreaker and the FIA voted for the change in the tiebreaker. So there will be a 5 million reduction in next year's cost cap. Our front wing research project is done. Rear wings are complete as well. So we've got spare rear wings now. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, it's still not showing us the results of that. So we're going to save. And then we're going to reload. And this should now show us the data from that research. Yes, there we go. So, we do need to find some more, as you can see here. Brake cooling, definitely not where it needs to be. Airflow sensitivity is a long way off, but I knew it would be. But I'm not overly concerned because our airflow is already pretty terrible. So this will hurt the rest of the grid more than it hurts us, potentially. Assuming that they don't put massive amounts of research into that. Actually, I want to check the side pods because we didn't check that last time against the extra project. So we have gained a fair bit here. Engine cooling's improved. I'm going to do another front wing project straight away. 40 days until that is done. So we can minimize just how much performance we're going to lose. That would be good. 1.6 mil. We can't afford it. Oh, that's not good. All right, let's hold off on that for now then. Let's see. Let me check my facilities for a second. Yeah, everything here is still okay. Low suspension stock, I know about that, but we are working on it. There we go. Now we're up to 1.6 mil thanks to our income from our tour centre. Let's go ahead and fit that suspension onto Oscar's car. I suppose I should probably go ahead and make another one, but I need the money to get the project done, so we just have to hope that they don't damage one in the run-up to the Grand Prix. Go with 2 engineers. In fact, I'm actually going to take one off that and throw it onto the front wing. There we go. Well, there we go then. That is the end of tonight's stream. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's check. What did the board think? Were they miserable? I'm guessing they were. They were miserable. Okay, yeah. No. Screw the board. They still have medium confidence with us. That's okay. So as long as they stay in the medium confidence, I'll be okay with that. Right, that is the end of tonight's stream then. I hope you've enjoyed it. A little bit of Christmas entertainment for you there. And we'll be back tomorrow on Boxing Day. I think I said 7 p.m. for tomorrow. Let me have a quick look at the schedule on the community tab. Oh no, tomorrow we'll be back at the normal time of 8 p.m. Normal time tomorrow as we would normally do for round 18 in Qatar at Lusail. I hope you've enjoyed your Christmas so far. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Christmas, and I will see you all with some more F1 Manager very soon.